Hi everyone, my name is Jenny, and as I promised, I'm coming back with a Watches and Wonders highlights video of 2024. The fair isn't over yet, but the watches are all out now, and in this video I will cover this year's, standout watches to me, and I would say most other people. So let's get started. But before we start with the very first watch, a little disclaimer. These are just my personal highlights or watches that stood out to me or in general. So if I haven't mentioned it, make sure to give me your personal top 3 watches of this year in the comments down below. Right, at first we have Seiko, who this year had quite a few cool new watches to show, like the 2 new nature-inspired GMTs, or we've got the new spring drive chronograph with the new crazy color shifting dial. Podinky has posted some amazing photos that I will put up here on the screen, but my highlight here is definitely the more laid back but really beautiful new dial on the SLGH021. It has the soft, light green hue that is inspired by, of course, nature. I mean, this is Seiko after all. It is meant to represent a river valley up in the north of Japan. It is also cased in a new alloy. Seiko calls it Ever Brilliant, which I, haven't seen in person yet, but I can't wait to take a look at it when I go to the fair on Saturday. So yeah, this is, just in addition to an already existing line, but, it really stood out to me for its special dial design. And, overall, just very balanced look. It just feels very balanced. It's also limited to 1,000 pieces and cost about, I think, $10,400 now, which I guess seems reasonable enough. Next up is Nomos. I'm always excited for the new watches, and this year Nomos is celebrating their 175th anniversary of watchmaking in Glashütte, which, is pretty impressive, for which they came out with 31 new dial colors. For the most popular watch, it's the Tangente 38 with a date. And if I had to narrow it down, there would be 3 things that I really love about this. First is the amount of colors. So when I first, saw the color chart, I was feeling a bit overwhelmed, but in the best way possible. Being spoiled for choice when it comes to dark colors can be a very rare thing in the watch world. So I am absolutely loving the fact that we get 31 to choose from. If I had to pick a favorite, I would say right now it is definitely the Tiefseegrau and the Chili. And now talking about Tiefseegrau and Chili, number 2 are the names. I am so excited that they kept the German names, for the colors and stuck to their roots and did not translate them. I know that a few names might be a bit tough to pronounce for some, but I think that just makes it even more fun to me. So yeah, I love that too. And lastly, that is something I was not aware of before, and it really did surprise me, and that is the price. Though this is a limited edition, it is cheaper than a regular Tangente. I did ask the people of Nomos about it, and they said that they wanted, to make their limited or special editions a bit more accessible, because for them it is not, about collecting safe queens and yada yada, but, selling watches that get worn. And apparently they do that with every limited edition, if I remember correctly. I didn't know that. I think that is fantastic. So yeah, this one sells for $2,310 and is, like I said, a limited edition. So it's 170 per color. And I also have to quickly mention Bvlgari here. Some of you might know that I have been raving about the Serpenti, and Bvlgari came out with a special Serpenti, or special Serpentis. It's more than just one. It is a Bvlgari Tadao Ando collaboration, and they will release 1 watch per season because they are inspired by, spring, summer, fall, and winter. We had to learn quite a lot about Tadao Ando in art class in school. He's a very famous architect, so it was a little throwback for me, and I was very happy, to see him doing something for one of my favorite watches right now. So yeah, pricing is wild. The cheapest stainless steel one that is for winter, or representing winter, is at, I think, almost $11,000. And the most expensive one in solid gold goes for $41,600. And yeah, before you're coming at me for not mentioning the new world record that Bvlgari has also set, yes, they also released yet another world's thinnest watch, the Bvlgari Octo Finissimo Ultra. That is only a 1.7 millimeter thick, so I feel like you can just break this in half. It is very impressive, of course, with an equally impressive price tag of over $500,000. I think it's $529,000. Next up, I want to highlight the Cartier Santos Dumont Rewind. It is a heavy platinum Santos Dumont with a red carnelian dial, and it has these apple, or can you call them lollipop hands? I don't think so. I think these are apple hands, and Roman numerals that are counting backwards. So you got the 1 left of the 12 instead of right. The movement is inverted, so the hands are running backwards. I'm not sure what the exact thought or like story behind this is, but I think, you know, it's fun and I really appreciate that. Though they're not the first ones to do so. And something like that, I believe Rakieta came out with a backwards one just a couple of weeks or months ago. I think it was like symbolizing the sundial roots of telling the time, because that is also backwards or inverted. So anyways, it's a really interesting watch I absolutely recommend looking into. But yeah, I like the Santos Dumont Rewind, though they're not the first one. Like I said, I just really enjoy the playfulness of it all. Right, next is a Chopard. Oh, lots of people love this new Chopard, and so do I. I mean, I just reviewed the Alpine Eagle 41 XPS, so it was really cool to see a new XP getting released. The 41 XP TT, standing for titanium, has a fully skeletonized dial and is made from titanium. And it just looks really good. I mean, it is still a bit too big for me, you know, at 41mm in diameter, but you know, I really enjoy titanium watches, and I think the skeletonized dial is a great addition here. And I cannot make this video without mentioning the Tudor Black Bay 58 GMT from Tudor, can I? So yeah, they really know how to do fan service, and they finally came out with a GMT in 58 case. It is, you know, the classic Coke bezel color layout. It's got gilded numerals, and I think it looks absolutely amazing. It is almost identical in size to the Black Bay 58, you know, with it only being, I think it was about like 1mm thicker with 12.8mm instead of 11.9. Which, I mean, you have to house the GMT complication somewhere. They equipped it with their new T-Fit bracelet, which is nice, and it's overall, you know, the perfect addition to the lineup. And now I think that they've started with the whole like GMT spiel. I am curious to see if we also get, you know, different like bezel color options in the upcoming years or not. So yeah, I'm excited for that one as well. And yes, I do have a sort of highlight from Rolex too. If you haven't watched my video on the novelties, pause this video and go watch it. I will put the link up here somewhere and also in my description box down below. Watch it and then come back here. There really wasn't much from Rolex to begin with, which was, I guess, more or less expected, since they've been really coming out with a lot of hits in the past couple of years. So I guess it's only natural for Rolex that they're now, you know, stepping on the brake for a bit and just go back and, you know, continue perfecting their already existing watches. So for this one, hold your horses. I am choosing the Gold Sea, the completely unnecessary but fun solid gold deep sea with the blue dial and bezel. Don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to, you know, praise it for its like newness or anything like that. I just, you know, really appreciate its goldiness and just how paradox it is. I mean, it's basically an anchor. It's a big, chunky golden boy, and I would love to see this one in person. I'm being honest here. Seeing this one in person would be so great, I think. And last but not least, we have to talk about IWC. To be honest, IWC isn't often on my radar, not because they're bad watches, but just I often prefer others. But this time, they really wowed me. They came out with their first secular perpetual calendar, the Portuguese Eternal Calendar. So what's a secular calendar, you may ask? Well, I had to Google that too. I didn't know what it is before. So the calendar will adjust for the skipped leap years at the start of each century until 2400, when the leap year will happen. In total, the watch date of the Eternal Calendar will be accurate until 3999. So it's not decided yet if there will be a leap year in 3400. But I don't know why, to be honest. What's also impressive is the fact that it has the most accurate moon phase, with a moon phase display accurate for 45, I think, million years. Insane. So until last year, only 3 watchmakers had created the secular perpetual calendar watch. That was Patek, Sven Andersen, and Frank Müller. Who would have thought? Anyways, this is all housed in a 44.4mm thick platinum case, and it just looks so stunning and complicated and just so impressive. The price is on request, but I'm sure this will be a hefty one. But overall, yeah, such an impressive release, and technically so complicated and just stunning. Love to look at it. And here we have it, the Watches and Wonders highlights of 2024. For me, this year also marks the first time that the fair is open to the public for 3 days from Friday to Sunday. And I will be attending it on Saturday, the 13th of April. So if you're there, we might bump into each other, come and say hi. I will be there for the first time and, you know, try to film the experience so I can take you there with me in case you will miss it. And as always, if you have enjoyed this video, make sure to give it a thumbs up. And if you want to see more videos like this one, subscribe to my channel. So I will see you in my next. Be on the lookout for the Watches and Wonders vlog. And until then, I'm wishing you a very happy day. And until next time, bye-bye.